It's always a pleasure when we get Debbie from Property Apprentice in studio. Debbie, great to see you. And we've been talking a lot about spring and how we, the hay fever and what makes us cry in sport and the seasonal effects. Does the housing market cop a bit of a seasonal effect here and there?
Absolutely it does. Like every spring, market activity picks up. So, I think part of it is that people think, hey, if we buy a house now, we could be in it by Christmas. It's like, I don't know whether people realise, but Christmas is the same date every year, And yet every single year people get this Christmas deadline that they want to work towards.
Spring flowers out, the lawns are growing, the place smells and looks a lot better. So have you seen the turn in the market, like more people going out and buying houses at the moment?
I think they are, and there's certainly a lot more interest in the property market at the moment. So, part of what we're wondering is whether this is just the usual spring effect or whether people are actually starting to think, okay, house prices have dropped quite a bit, especially in Auckland. So, like our free events, for example, we're getting more and more people coming along to those free events every week, and that's happened quite recently. So I wonder if some of that is that people are just thinking, we must be pretty close to the bottom, let's jump in now before every other man and his dog does too.
The effect of the employment market, like out there currently, these people just can't get people to work because so many vacancies and advertisements out there for good people. How's that affect the market? I guess that lifts the market as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because one of the triggers for the property market is employment levels. When we've got high levels of employment, that's people who've got provable income that can get mortgages. And at the moment, interest rates on mortgages are still high. So, the test rates that banks use to crunch the numbers for your affordability, that's quite high too. Some of the banks are testing interest rates at up to 7.9% interest.
Yeah, everyone wants to know about interest rates, Debbie.
Yeah, they do.
What's the likelihood of those? Generally it's around 6% at the moment. What's the likelihood of those interest rates in the new year's coming down?
Oh, look, I wish I had a crystal ball, eh? And it's like half the economists in New Zealand at the moment are saying that interest rates are near their peak or on their way down, and the other half are going, oh no, there's room for things to increase from here. I think if we exclude the last couple of years during the pandemic when the OCR was dropped to help boost the economy, excluding that period of time, over the last 30 years, the average interest rate's been about 6.5%. So, we're sitting at about average now. Interest rates worldwide have been trending downwards over the last few decades, though. My gut feeling is that the Reserve Bank's going to continue to aggressively increase the OCR until there's evidence that inflation's under control. So we could see some increasing interest rates from here, or not.
Hey, just on the official cash rate, OCR, just explain how that works.
That's
really
above my pay grade.
Because everyone's watching the Reserve Bank and what happens with the official cash rate and the interest rates on the back of that as well. Inflation, for instance, like going to the supermarket at the moment, as he touched on it last week, is $19 for a kilo of tomatoes.
No, it's crazy.
What effect is that having?
So when the Reserve Bank increased the OCR, it's to help fight inflation. And I'm not an economist. This is just my understanding of it. So, they increased the OCR to help encourage saving rather than spending. And it's not to save people from spending on groceries, because obviously we've still got to eat, but it's to save people from consumer spending. So, cut down on that because they need to spend more money on groceries at the moment. So that'll help curb inflation. Once inflation's under control, then they need to worry about how the economy's performing. So, if we go into a global recession, for example, the OCR will start dropping quite quickly. And that's when interest rates will come back down again as well. But the OCR is not the only thing that affects interest rates. There's these things called swap rates, which can affect interest rates as well. Swap rates are on the way up. Interest rates are sort of trending downwards again. So, it could go either way.
So you're seeing some strong numbers for your online training sessions, and you can text ticket to 268 or visit propertyapprentice.co.nz to get involved, but you're seeing some strong numbers through?
Definitely, and especially Aucklanders. We're getting more Aucklanders online, and so it could just be that, Aucklanders have seen quite a large drop in values, so they might be thinking that,
it's the market
surely we've got to be near the bottom.
Yeah, interesting. All right, Debbie, appreciate you fighting and battling the Auckland traffic to come and see us this morning, and if anyone wants to go get involved helping Kiwis create better retirement plans, that is Property Apprentice. Debbie, great to catch up.
Nice to see you guys.